It has been approximately 4 years since the last mission, but it's still year 214 of the computer. Hail the computer.
All hail the computer.
All hail the computer.
All hail the computer.
Connor, lose a perversity point and give it to Debbie. You only did not sound impressed, you also were very, very late. One of those we could tolerate, not both. You have all recently, through random coincidence, happenstance, things beyond your control, and also a intricate commie plot which is still unveiling as we speak, all been promoted to Red Clearance citizens.
Hooray!
Yay! Hooray!
You have no idea how this happened. All you know is, somehow you interfered in some plot. Or pushed somebody into a food vat who was actually a traitor, or tripped over a citizen as he was running away, or something. You were drugged up to the eyeballs, in fact beyond the eyeballs, so you have no concept of what your life was before then. You've now effectively woken up. And now you can see the terrifying, brilliant, amazing place you now inhabit. It's red.
Yay!
Everywhere.
Hooray!
Absolutely everywhere. And you're in the DMM sector. In the general waiting room, waiting to be assigned your first mission. There are a number of worn benches and tables, and on the walls various faded placards of troubleshooter teams gone by. And also with dates. But the dates seem to have worn off, and they're all 214.
How impressive.
Indeed.
Quite so.
The four of you are the only people within this room. There are cameras in each of the corners. There is the door to the head troubleshooter's office, and you are currently awaiting your assignment.
Very patiently.
The computer's stylistic choices are most amazing.
No, they're not.
This
Excuse
bench is
me?
extremely comfortable.
No,
It isn't. Also, Marajin,
Yes.
all four of the cameras are now pointing at you.
I would like to back away from Marajin.
I will also back away from it.
I'm sitting on the bench minding my business and waiting extremely patiently.
I do a slow motion walk to the corner of the room.
The cameras follow you in epic slow motion. Brum, 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 brum. Will the following citizens please report to the head troubleshooter's office? Cup R Joe, Boom R Fun, Parax-R-ITY 1, and Lobellia-R-BAG.
I shuffle over to the troubleshooter's door and knock politely.
And
I rise promptly and approach the troubleshooter's door.
Since I was all the way at the other side of the room from Marajin, I walk all the way over while silently making car noises to myself as I walk.
How
How do you silently make car
noises?
noises?
Not silently, like under my breath.
Fair enough.
So none of you would hear it until I'm close.
Okay.
Okay, well the three of you are at the door.
Hey, wait,
As he says enter.
I did follow him.
You didn't say anything, I was waiting for you.
Sure.
I did. I
You
did,
sure?
but
No, you didn't.
I don't think you heard. I did too!
The
Well, since Marajin's
the other
standing in
citizen
front
in
of
the
me,
room
I
with you
wait
appears to be
patiently.
having random outbursts at wall panels.
Indeed.
But he joins you as well. The office contains a very large, impressive orange desk. The room is half red, half orange. Everywhere behind the orange is very nice and well maintained. Everything in the red is less brilliant, but still brilliant. There are, however, only 2 chairs.
I
immediately plant myself in a chair.
Have a
I
perversity
will
point,
quickly set the
sir.
chair.
slow motion towards the other chair.
Xelios can have a perversity point.
Yay!
Is one of the chairs red?
Both of the chairs are red.
Both the chairs are red.
But they're
Are-
now taken
are any
up.
of them
They're now
taken?
taken up by
Yeah.
2 of the other troubleshooters.
Well, I sit myself on the floor on the red side and wait patiently.
Okay.
I make a sound as if I've just put a brake on in a car.
You don't have to necessarily describe. You can just make the noise.
Yeah.
In other words, you could just go.
You can do.
Break sounds like that.
Well, the brakes that Marajin's thinking of, apparently.
We don't know. There's no such thing as a car. There's an auto car.
There are auto cars.
He must have awful vehicle ops in Maine.
You see an elderly orange clearance clone across from you. He is mostly beard. He doesn't appear to have noticed you're there.
Hello, sir.
I wait patiently.
He continues
quietly.
He continues staring at the form in front of him.
I am going to try to resist sneezing.
You fail to resist sneezing.
Achoo.
Well, he didn't react to that.
Can I see the paperwork that he's staring at?
Yes. Upside down, it appears to be a troubleshooter mission form which hasn't been filled in other than the 4 of your names. At the top, it's briefing form 17B. It appears to have nothing related to the mission on it whatsoever, though, other than your names. It's also on the orange desk.
Okay, I stand up and I address Little Orange Man. Hello, sir. We've reported. What might we do for you today? In honor of friend computer.
I nod and agree with everything she just said.
He doesn't react at all. It occurs to
Seeing
you
that he doesn't
occurs to you
react, I
he's
break
not.
out into song.
Go on then.
I break out into loyalty songs.
Well, go on then.
Is he?
Yeah, sing the song.
I'll give
Hello,
you-
little sir. We are here to report for friend computer because we're loyal.
I've heard worse songs under pressure.
Yes, he has.
I'll give you a perversity point for that, but I'm not going to be as rude. I'm giving out too many of these to start with, so we should probably stop that.
Stop making
Either
me
way,
sing.
though, the orange clearance citizen has not moved at all.
Does
Seriously,
he appear
is
to
that guy
still be
dead?
alive?
Well, based on a cursory look, he shouldn't have been alive even if he was.
Oh,
He looks that old.
I am convinced that this is a trap and do not want to put my hand anywhere near that orange desk.
Okay.
I wonder if
He
we're
flings his
more
hands
than
out behind him
seven.
then.
Yep, while on a chair.
Exactly.
I move my chair back and wait for someone else to try and do it.
You realise your chair is fixed to the floor.
I'm going to look around for any object that might be able to reach over and pull the form onto our side.
Well, you might have an object that can do that.
I don't.
Okay, I take out my supply of sporks that I carry in my pocket because it's my hobby, and I connect them all together, reach across the desk carefully, and poke the gentleman politely in the arm and see
How
what
are you
happens.
attaching the sporks together? I'm just...
Well, they've got prongs; they can kind of hold on to each other.
I'm going to give Debbie. Sorry, yeah. Yeah. I don't actually remember the name.
You,
Sorry.
you didn't ask her yet.
No.
Pardon?
You didn't ask her yet. How would you know her name?
Oh, right. I'm going to give her some of the rubber bands in my package of rubber bands to attach the sporks together.
The
Thank you, fellow
camera above-
troubleshooter.
The camera above you watches the interchange and then moves on.
Does the gentleman stir at being poked with a spork?
Other than being pushed backwards and off his chair, no.
I then assume that the gentleman is quite possibly not alive. I retract my sporks, put them back in my pocket, give my fellow troubleshooter back his rubber bands, and scream for help.
You do notice.
Why are you screaming?
Yes, why are you screaming?
This is a small room. That hit my ears.
Oh. Well, the man is clearly dead. We have to report
No,
it.
he isn't.
But there is only 4 of us here. Who are you screaming for?
He's not dead.
Friend computer.
Oh, damn.
I pull out my can of boot polish and use it as you would smelling salts in an attempt to wake him. Which may be an
So you've
awful
moved up
idea.
behind the desk to the orange clearance area.
Oh
have
no!
you?
Oh no! I am standing very much on the red line and leaning
Oh, in which
rather
case
awkwardly.
you're a mutant with 6 feet long arms then.
I did not realize this room was that long.
He does have a yellow band around him, by the way, so he is a mutie.
I lean over to Zelly and whisper to him, "Can you distract the cameras?"
I reply, "No, don't be silly."
Okay. So you're saying you don't have 6-foot arms?
I do not have 6-foot arms.
Okay. So how are you going to do the action you stated?
I am not.
Then why would you say you're doing something like that? A very literal GM would have assumed you just walked into the orange area and used the boot polisher's smelling salts.
Because I did not think
But I'm a generous GM, and you've now had your one warning. I will take things literally if it's amusing.
Small hint, the correct action would probably have been to use the boot polish to turn the floor black so you could move across it.
Well, if you think that would work.
I
There
No,
are
no.
cameras watching.
walk over to Marajin's character and whisper to him, "Can you please distract the cameras?"
You hear a slight whirring behind you.
I stare at Connor's character and don't reply.
I look behind me.
You see the cameras are zooming in and out on this conversation.
I'm contemplating calling for a docbot to check on the old gentleman.
Dear God, you're suicidal!
I
Why are you assuming he's dead?
He's
I'm going to
poked him and he
blabber
fell.
on to Marajin about how great FC is.
Mm.
And a little bit of how great last year's equipment was.
Well, then say it!
Friend computer is amazing, though the equipment last year was slightly better than this year's cycle.
No, it wasn't. It was amazing.
I agree, it was amazing.
Every year of equipment we're giving is amazing, because friend computer is amazing.
Wait, so.
Meanwhile, you're
have been-
standing in a room.
We 4 have been standing silently in a room for quite a while, wondering what to do.
About 5 minutes so far. It's not been
About
that long.
5 minutes, yeah.
We've been far from silent, though.
No, you have been far from silent.
We've been having rather detached conversations.
Indeed you have.
What should we do in this situation? Does anyone have any ideas?
I have a few ideas.
Ideas are always good.
I'm going to check to see if my electric drill is long enough for me to hold it by one end, so I don't put my fingers across to the orange side and pull the sheet over.
Before you do that, what's your name?
Parax-R-ITY.
I'm Copargio. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, citizen.
Generally speaking, this is only a minor GM cap off for a moment. Most people just refer to their name and then R. The sector name's usually not involved,
Okay.
but you can be. Depends. Certainly, if it's a joke, you can play it like that. But just generally speaking, most people are name letter, unless it's formal.
In other words, you're just a cuppa.
I'm a copper. I can't wait for O.
Well, gentlemen, I am Lobellia-R. What do you suggest we do in this situation?
Again, I'm going to try and see if I can do that thing with the drill. If not, I'm not going to risk putting my fingers aside.
Please go
Yes,
ahead.
you managed to drag the bit of paper towards you.
What does it say?
As he drags the bit of paper towards him, he notices he's also dragging a tape recorder along the end of the paper.
I very carefully continue to pull it with the drill, being very mindful of the border between red and orange.
Okay.
I begin
managed
walking
to-
backwards away from him.
You pull it towards yourself, and the tape recorder falls off the desk and clatters onto the ground onto the red-hand side.
I pick up the tape
Hooray!
recorder.
The tape recorder is all black with 2 buttons. One
Is it
green
current-
with a triangle, one red with a square.
Is either of the buttons currently depressed?
No, it does look a bit worse for wear and battered. There is a tape inside.
Well, obviously, we can only push the red button, as we are only red clearance.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you do that then.
No.
I watched you.
Not
push the button.
necessarily. Can I very carefully push the button with the green symbol on without actually touching the green symbol?
Can you?
I don't know. I'm asking you, the GM. You're supposed to check.
You have 2 buttons. One of them is green with a triangle, one of them is red with a square.
And I said, can I carefully press the button with the green triangle on without actually touching the green?
Well, couldn't you put something like
No,
your
because it's a
card
green
or-
triangle on it. It's the whole button is green. It's just got a triangle on it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I try pressing the red button.
Okay, there's a click, and you hear this. Troubleshooters, you are about to transfer to area 744YGTD/MT. We have received reports of a large number of video cameras in that area have stopped functioning. If one or two of these cameras were inoperative, then we would be concerned. We've lost all of the cameras. We expect the sector to take over by commies. Your team is to go into the area and investigate what has happened. Once the area is declared safe, we can send in a troop from technical services to repair the cameras. Since you are running this area, which has not serviced in a long time, you'll be assigned a scrub bot to clean and hygienize the areas once you have secured them. Since you are being assigned a scrub bot, you will need a robotics officer. Please volunteer for the robotics officer's position now. Failure to do so will be treason.
I volunteer.
Was I supposed to get a
Okay,
little word
Xelios
with
has volunteered. At this point, you hear a groan from the orange current citizen. I'll just get you your badge. He opens the drawer.
I'm not certain what I'm volunteering for. I just heard it.
that? I raised my eyebrows.
He
in
brings
surprise
out a
at the
pin,
man's
not
alone.
unlike the team leader pin, but it's slightly different. It has a picture of a scrub bot on it. There you go.
Can I reach across and take it? Is it within
Yes,
reach?
his hand is shaking like mad, and he looks about. He's about to fall over again.
Wait, didn't he fall over? Isn't he on the floor?
Yes,
No,
he's
he
just
got
And
getting
being
up.
dragged.
Oh, you got it, okay.
He's
Okay,
getting up.
So I reach across and grab it.
Okay. It's a badge with a scrub bot on it and RO written on it. Underneath it, robotics officer.
Huh.
No. I need. He brings out the shiny team leader badge.
I volunteer. I raise my hand quickly.
He pokes it into your hand. Not intentionally, I'm sure.
No, not at all.
But enough to draw some blood.
I stare at my hand happily, realizing that my hand is also red clearance.
Phew.
You're also making a mess. The team
I
leader
quick-
is responsible
I quickly
for
clean up the mess.
assigning the other role. He falls over again.
You spoke over him, you fool.
He said the team leader is responsible for assigning the other roles. Oh, the roles, I should say.
I look to Connor, or what's your name?
It's Parax.
It's what?
It's team leader.
Team
Oh,
leader.
team
Okay.
leader.
Okay. I look to team leader and wait patiently for him to assign me a role.
I look at her and assign her the role of happiness officer.
Do you have a pin?
I have.
Do I have a pin?
You're asking the
No.
team leader, I assume. Who doesn't?
Yes. Who does
I do not have a pin.
Do not have the relevant equipment.
Hmm.
Did our badges, Connor and I's, come with pins so we can pin them to our uniform?
In Connor's case, yes.
Yes.
In
'cause
my
it got
case,
pinned to
no.
us.
Oh.
I'm
I carefully-
ecstatic that I've been made happiness leader, and I break into song and dance.
I carefully pin the pin to my uniform.
Okay.
You're still making a mess.
You are still making a mess.
I pocket my robotics officer ID
Okay.
or badge.
I sing about the glories of the fact that team leader has red blood too.
I would say this again, but I'm repeating myself at this point. I can't give you first voice for just saying you're doing something. If you do it, I can. Just saying.
Best loyalty song ever.
I think so.
That was an interesting song.
Come on, Vanna, you've seen the loyalty song, haven't you?
I'm not sure she has.
Oh, if you're not, I remind me later, and I'll give you the MP3 or something.
I think I have it in here somewhere.
Out of interest, how well could you hear the sort of audio clip I gave you?
Pretty
Not very
badly.
well.
I got random words, robotics officers.
Right,
robotics
I do have the
officers.
video as
I
a separate thing, which I
got-
can throw you later if you need it.
I got something about commies and having to kill some bots.
I got something about death and bots.
I honestly have no idea what we're meant to be doing. I just hit volunteer.
That's why you gained the perversity point and the robotics officer badge. But
It's actually probably quite appropriate for him to have that badge.
Yes.
Yeah,
anyway,
it probably is.
back in character for now. GM kept back on. I will fling this to the Paranoia chat.
It's an
Because
extremely
it
small
started
video.
repeating itself.
Hang on, listening to the loyalty song.
Which one?
There's quite a few.
Yeah.
Is it the one with the banjos?
Is it the Bohemian Rhapsody one?
Or is it the what's it?
Spudgy
The Confederate March
Oh.
one, which was horrible. It was so bad.
I saved the computer from ceiling to floor.
Yeah, it's the banjos one.
Yes, there we go. Anyway.
Okay.
We have received reports that a large number of video cameras in that area have stopped functioning. If one or two of these cameras were inoperative, then we wouldn't be so concerned. I would be lost all of the cameras. We expect the sector to be taken over by commies. Your team is to go into the area and investigate what has happened. Once the area is declared safe, we can send in a troop from technical services to repair the cameras. Since you're going to an area which is not serviced in a long time, you will be assigned a scrub bot to clean and hygienize the areas once you have secured them. Since you are being assigned a scrub bot, you will need a robotics officer. Please volunteer for the robotics officer.
Wow.
Now, failure to do so will be
I
This
can't.
isn't a whole lot better.
No,
Yeah.
it's probably a good idea that I volunteered. Otherwise, it would have been treason.
Yes,
Yeah,
but,
I was waiting on that one.
Oh, thank God. Phew, you're welcome, guys.
So what is our mission? I can't make
We
it out
have
very
to go to an area that starts with Z, I think, and from there, all of the cameras in that area have gone down. So it's been assumed that that area has been taken by commies. So
Okay.
we need to go there, and I think we need to reclaim the area.
Yes, and then it says hygienize it with a scrub bottle.
curiously,
Ah.
I used the end of my drill to press the green button.
It
I
clicks.
It clicked.
It did click.
Well,
Huh.
It's now on fire.
Oh, God.
are you just gonna hold it while it's
Yeah, I
on?
was about to ask your reactions to it immediately setting on fire after 5 seconds.
Wait, wasn't it on the floor?
No,
No.
No, you
it's
picked
in
it up.
Marajin's hand. Hang on.
Actually, he's got a fair point. It was in Marajin's hand.
Quick,
Like-
you! I appoint you to cleanliness officer.
In which case, I fling the burning thing into his hand because it's the one making a mess. Cauterize the
It could
wound.
cauterize a wound. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Seeing that everyone's in distress, I try to bring up the happiness by singing, "This room is on fire."
I
Hang on a minute,
am-
people.
I
Two,
am in-
2 moments. I need to go and deal with something. One
Right,
second.
nice. Meanwhile, while that's going on, Lobellia-R, your PDC is going off.
Uh-oh. I click on it.
It's friend computer. Do you wish to accept this call?
Absolutely, I'd never decline a call from friend computer. I love friend computer. Hello, friend
good morning.
computer. How are you today?
Good morning, citizen. You appear to
Good
be
morning.
distressed.
I appear distressed, friend computer?
You are shouting and screaming about a fire. I have no record of any fires in your sector. You are mistaken, citizen.
Yes, I must have been mistaken, friend computer. I'm terribly sorry.
Whose responsibility would it be to deal with a fire? Do you
I've
not
been
know,
assigned
citizen?
to a case. I've been assigned to a case, and I'm merely the happiness consultant.
Are you saying it is not your responsibility to know who deals with fires in Alpha Complex?
I believe it's everybody's responsibility.
And you are saying you are failing in your responsibility? You have just stated you do not know. Despite you also stating that it is everybody's responsibility. Please answer the question, citizen.
I break out into loyalty song, which I do not know the
Stating
lyrics.
I break out into a loyalty song is not answering the question, citizen. Why will you not answer, friend computer?
I do a little song.
It blinks out, and Marajin's Parax-R. You have been issued a termination voucher for Lobellia-R to be served
Yes, sir.
immediately.
I take my electric drill and try to drill her in the face.
I
The
take
attack-
out my sporks and start poking him back.
Okay, Spork on
I
electric
turn
drill
and leave the
combat.
room.
Sorry?
I turn and leave the room. I saw nothing. I close the door behind me, and I go and sit on a bench.
Very well. Anyway, Spork on drill action.
Oh
Connor. Connor, you have the first action. What are you going to do with your drill?
I am going to try and drill her in the head.
You realise it's not plugged in, right?
Oh. Okay.
But there we go. There we go. So
I probably should have checked that first.
there's other things you probably should have checked actually on balance, but you know,
You probably should have knew how a drill works.
you managed to somehow trip over the cable and go headfirst into the desk.
Oh, God.
If you look at your character
Just
sheet,
to
you might see why.
Just to drive my point home, I poke the wound on his hand with a spork while he's unconscious.
You miss
From
it.
hitting
He
his
don't
head.
manage to move his hand just out of the
Oh.
way and stab the table.
I stab the table with my spork.
Yep, he managed to just dodge out of the way.
By tripping.
I stand up straight and I address friend computer who is still on my PPC.
No, he disconnected. You failed to answer, friend
Oh,
computer.
he-
That was treason.
Oh, okay.
I stand up and try to hit her over the back of the head with the drill.
Okay,
This is not going to end well.
you miss.
Yeah, I kinda know why. This is gonna be hilarious.
I
Oh,
duck
somebody is
and...
typing.
Oh.
Sorry.
okay.
Have the mercy point, Zelly.
Yay!
My apologies, I return.
Right, you return to the most inept combat in history.
What happened?
Drill versus spork.
Well,
I've been given a termination order, but my character is terrible with hand combat weapons. So
Knowledge of drills.
he's trying to kill Lobellia-R with an unpowered drill. He doesn't know how to fight with.
and I'm defending myself with a spork.
The question is, do you know how to use it?
And his inability. Of course, I collect sporks. I love sporks.
Of
Of course I know how to
use
wield a
them.
spork. Of course I do.
Well, anyway, your action then. He's just missed at you with his drill.
Okay,
You hesitate. Connor, your turn.
I
No.
go for the elastic bands and start flinging the elastic bands at her.
I catch the elastic bands and I fling them back at him, and then I poke him in the eye with a spork. Or I try to.
Boom! You see exactly what you just heard.
Indeed. I take out my corrective glasses and wear them, hoping that I'm just misseeing the situation.
Depressingly, you are not, sir.
Or alternatively, your glasses weren't as high quality as you thought they were.
Of course my glasses were high quality. Everything in Alpha Complex is high quality. That's just treasonous comments.
He's out of the room, actually.
I'm not
at this
even in
point.
the room.
Cup R has moved out of the room.
Are we... Oh, crap. I think pizza's just arrived. Hang on.
Alright, Norris.
I'm going to assume that Marajin's character is just staring in shock. at the
Yeah,
moment.
he's staring at shock and awe at the ineptitude of his combat. Parax-R, it may interest you to note that termination voucher says as soon as possible.
Oh.
I
So you've already
quickly,
failed in that, huh?
I very quickly run at her, screaming in pain, and try to punch her in the face.
That's very nice, by the way.
It's gonna be just as bad.
You manage to miss, trip, fall into the orange clearance area, and bash your head into the wall. You fall unconscious. Lobellia-R, you are standing alone. Boom R is apparently just glazed over at the moment, checking his corrective glasses. He has obviously not seen what's gone on. What do you want to do? At this point, I should point out that Boom R is not going to be in a condition to... Well, actually, nobody is in the room to see what you would do at this point. So you have free reign. So if you want to send me a message before Marajin gets back, then it happens and he doesn't know what it is. You've got that long, and I would advise being quick. And if any of you wishes to spend perversity to change certain things, now's the correct time to bribe me.
Have returned, technically speaking. I'm just unpacking stuff. So
Oh, I don't think you made it in time, but carry on. I'm interested in what you do.
I know what I'd do.
So wait, Marajin, were you there for me to be unconscious on the floor?
no, I literally just came
No,
out when I
in which
said
case
that.
he's about to put his glasses back on, and I'll explain what he sees.
I didn't know I'd take my glasses off.
Well, you said you were checking your corrective glasses earlier to make sure you were seeing what you were seeing. I just imagine that took a lot longer than it should have done.
I just said I put them on to try and work out if what I was seeing was real here.
We assume that your character
Okay.
was just stunned with shock.
It's probably safe, given the
You
situation.
You see, Lobellia-R has wrapped a load of rubber bands around Parax-R. He's now bound and, dragged onto the red clearance area again. There's a blood stain which goes from the orange mat to the red area.
Right.
This is the point where you now can see what she's doing again.
And
He wasn't paying attention.
okay, so we had the epic drill spark rubber band battle. Somehow somebody got injured enough to bleed everywhere.
Yes, that's what happened.
And now Parax-R is now bound with rubber bands.
I rub my corrective glasses, take them off, put them away, and walk out the room.
Very well.
Good choice.
You join Cup R outside. Okay, Lobellia, what are you doing?
I stand up straight, I walk out the room, join the other two, and shrug my shoulders innocently.
Okay. You're all now into the entrance hall again. What's the plan from here? Team leader.
Uh-oh.
Team leader's unconscious and bound.
Where's the team leader?
He seems to have fallen, fellow troubleshooter.
Did anyone retrieve his team leader badge?
Hmm.
I'm going to roll to see if I can wake up.
I'll let you know when you wake up.
Alright.
I did not retrieve anything from him because I believe that would be treasonous.
Oh,
Certainly with security
It's
cameras
not.
up there.
One time, I actually had someone steal everything I had.
Really?
Yes.
There's a bit of a history in that, but there are security cameras in that room. Just letting you know if you wanted to try it.
Okay, I walk back into the room, I take his team leader badge because he's obviously inept. And I walk back out in the room, join the other two, and pin the team leader badge on myself.
Ah, team leader. What should we do?
We should proceed with the mission we were given.
And what was that?
It was to go to a sector starting with Z
There are a
And
lot of sectors to
with
start
some
with Z.
scrub bats. Well, it's one that's apparently run over by mutants, and we have to reclaim it.
You're not giving me a lot to work with here.
I take my team leader badge off, I pin it on Marajin, and I'm the happiness consultant again.
Ah, team leader. There you are.
Woohoo! Amazing! Happy, happy, happy!
I'm loving this so far.
This is just silliness, is what this is. It's like the good old days again.
It is! It's awesome! We haven't done this in far too long.
I freaking knocked myself.
Really?
That's
You knocked
part of it as
yourself
well.
You see why we play this game now?
Yeah.
At some point, the mission will come into this, and then there'll be a whole new brand of silliness.
Yeah, we haven't even tried to start the session, really.
Well, I did.
We haven't even got our equipment or anything.
No.
So what do we do, team leader?
Just give me 2 seconds to work it out. I wrote stuff down. 1 moment.
Nice. I do have the text transcripts of what it says here, so feel free to ask questions and I'll confirm or deny things.
In the meantime, I do a little bit of tap dancing.
Well, to be entirely honest, I don't know where we're supposed to go, but it wasn't a sector, it was an area. I think.
Wait, didn't the machine catch fire?
I will confirm that it was area, yes.
Yeah. But other than that...
It also said how you were supposed to get there.
I don't know, 745 something sticks in my brain.
Yeah, that's
about all.
what I've got, 745, but past that I don't have a clue.
It might have said /TD or something, but I'm not sure.
It did.
Maybe we... Is it possible we could walk around and try and ask someone for an area like that?
Not in
You're
Paranoia.
you're in the DMM sector, and the new troubleshooter team has walked in awaiting briefing.
Oh, they're gonna walk in on something.
Mhm.
Oh
Def-
no!
Definitely something.
I close the door
there's
to
a
the
Tannoy
office
announcement.
quietly.
Well, troubleshooter team 17C now head to the head troubleshooter briefing room. They all stand up and prepare to go past you.
I have a plan. Let's walk out of the door as if we know where we're going and figure it out from there.
That's what we always do. It never works.
Can we find a map somewhere?
You could ask for one at one of the info terminals, but that also never works.
Let's at least get out the way of this other team trying to get in.
Marajin, Boomar rather.
Yep.
Your PDC has gone off.
I obviously checked the message.
Citizen, please explain why you are insulting Alpha Complex technology.
No, I didn't.
You did. We have you on record. Witnessed by 6 troubleshooters.
6?
The other troubleshooter team all have PDCs out and have all just accused you of treason.
You said they walked into the room.
They were walking past you into the room.
Ah, okay.
Explain, citizen.
I begin to talk in extreme slow motion. Well, you see... etc. I'm not going to do that because it'd take forever to get through the conversation.
Alright, I won't give you a full first. I'll give you 1. But what's the gist of your explanation?
I was traumatized by the antics of Lobellia and whatever the heck Connor's character is called, because I don't think he's actually told me yet.
Boom-R, I think.
And that's me.
Very well, citizen.
Yeah, then.
I will excuse you of the fault of insulting Alpha Complex technology. I am hereby ordering you to a termination booth for delaying the mission.
Of course, friend computer.
Please report to the nearest termination booth. There is one in the corner.
I
Hold the lever on the right, please.
I check if there's one in the corner.
There is one in the corner.
I enter it.
There are 2 levers, one on the left, one on the right.
I pull the right one. Yay!
Would you like to register your deviant power?
No.
Okay, I will just fling that over to you.
I tried this once and got 3 machine empaths in a row, I think. Which means I got terminated immediately again. That was just idiocy. Oh, interesting.
Parax-R! You wake up in a internal security booth. There are 3 internal security officers, all big, burly, blue clearance guards, all pointing guns at you. Alright, what are you in for?
I don't know, sir. I was trying to terminate a citizen that FC ordered me to terminate, but I don't know what happened. I charged her, and
So
all of a
you
sudden
don't know
I'm
what
unconscious,
happened,
and
do
I
you?
woke up here.
Blood all over the floor, an orange clearance citizen dead, you the only one in there? Blood on your hands? And you
Sir,
know nothing?
that is my own blood.
A likely story.
It is true. The team leader badge I did have.
You don't
was stabbed
own a
into
team leader. Where's your badge?
It
You
must
haven't
have
even
been
been assigned
taken
a
off
role
of me,
yet.
sir.
We've checked your files. You have no assigned troubleshooter team roles.
Sir, I would
You're
like
not
to
even
report.
a troubleshooter, are you?
I am, sir. I recently was promoted.
What's your troubleshooter mission ID?
I know, but I'm not telling you.
You're in a different room. You got 3 seconds, or we just terminate you here and let your next clone deal with a mess.
I was never
1,
told, sir.
2,
You were.
3. Your next clone is swiftly deposited into the room. Now clean it up. You're given a mop.
I
Which
work on
guy's registering
cleaning
your
it up.
power, by the way?
No.
Okay. Your new mutant power is... So, after a... Well, actually, the 2 of you are left still in the troubleshooter waiting room.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do now? Your team leader has been terminated, of course, and...
Twice.
Didn't he have the team leader badge?
he did, but he'll be,
He did, and
he'll be given a new one when he respawns.
Oh.
Okay. We wait for our team leader to respawn.
I'd rather not do that,
Don't
to
do
be
that.
honest. Because
Yeah.
we've...
The reason he
These
was
2
terminated
rooms-
was... delaying the mission.
Yeah, these two rooms have had a lot of bad luck. Can we please get out of them? As I've been trying to do for like the past 15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Let
Okay,
us
we'll,
just
we'll
walk
leave.
You're now into
out
the
of them.
Metropolis network of corridors, rooms, overhanging balconies of the DMM sector.
Mhm.
We see various auto hacks, transports, flying bots leaping across various ways in intricate little patterns, occasionally banging into each other. And
Just
a
for
load of
reference, sorry,
Yep.
just for reference, auto hack means that's in hackney carriages in
Yeah,
taxi.
indeed.
Because that wasn't explained to me originally, and I was like, "What is auto hack?"
And
What
you can
is
see, and you hear a low drone of a transbot just leaving the station nearby. You see another group of troubleshooters, the team that actually left as you entered the waiting room, are now just getting onto a transbot on the right. As it leaves, another one is approaching the station.
We should probably either get a train or go and look at the train routes. Maybe we can remember where our location was meant to be from that.
Oh, you want to have a train route?
I assume there's a board that says where the train or tram goes, whatever it was.
It's my favourite time of the session. There's an information terminal.
How
I'm
about
gonna
we ask fellow troubleshooters where...
They've
Then-
already.
You
They
mean
play
the
on.
ones that just got on a train and left?
You could wait for the other team to come out, but of course they'll be on a mission, and you'll be interrupting it, and that will be treasonous.
We could just gun it and get on this train right now.
Yeah, I think we should just get on this train
Let's do that then.
and get along on our mission.
Okay.
Go on, you should have used the information terminal.
Oh, you want to go onto a random bot? That's fine. Okay. You charge
say
up,
we ride
as you
around
charge
till
up
we
towards the
find-
platform, you see a rather grubby and grimy troubleshooter with a mop just come out of the side door, basically booted out by a large, burly citizen in blue. Parax-R has now rejoined you.
I look around my surroundings to see if she is around any ledges.
Well, they're running up towards you onto the platform, I suppose, but there's already the transport is, by the way, left. You've missed that one.
Hello.
But it's now an empty station.
Hello, you. Yes.
Hello!
What was your name again?
Parax.
Parax.
Close enough.
Yeah, yeah.
At this stage, an orange clearance citizen walks up to you. Sign here.
Which one of us?
Do I look like I care? Sign here.
I immediately sign.
Tongue print.
I press my tongue onto the space.
He signs a couple of forms, rips off a bit of paper, and throws it into a nearby incinerator, which he just opened nearby. He then gestures to a box. It's yours now. He walks off.
I look into the box.
Well, it's
Oh.
as you open the box, you see a troubleshooter mold with a troubleshooter. Boom! R flops out.
Ugh.
With all the memories up to and including point of death.
Team leader, you're here. What should we do?
Hello, team leader.
Hello, team leader.
Hello.
At this point, very, very slowly, another transbot pulls into the station. The doors open. It's actually empty.
I look to team leader to see what he does.
I crawl into it.
As
follow
you
the
crawl
team
into
leader.
it,
I follow.
there is an almighty crash as the next transbot crushes it out of the way.
Didn't all three of them just walk into it?
No, just as Marajin was crawling into it.
Oh, okay.
I was
He
following
survives,
him,
just. But he did get flung down the station a little bit.
I'm beginning to doubt how
The broken wreck of the transport behind it opens up slightly. There's about half a door open, and it's sparking at you.
I look inside while maintaining a safe distance from the sparks.
Oh, come on in if you're coming. I'm late.
Oh, it's that guy.
Elderly yellow clearance citizen is at the front.
I've
got to get to the next sector before it closes.
I jump onto the train.
I get onto the train as well.
I pause for a moment to think of how awful of a situation this is probably going to lead to before jumping in.
And I, of course, limp crawl or variously wobble around and try it off.
Before I get in, I assist the team leader in getting in because he's really slow right now.
In slow motion.
In slow motion.
You make it on, the door's closed. Alright. He pulls a load of giant levers. It seems to be almost mechanical as opposed to electric, this transport you've happened to crash into. Alright. He fires, goes as far as throwing coal into something. And, which button is it again?
With my character?
The transport flings itself forward again, knocking the remains of the one you nearly got on out of the way. With a large crunching sound.
I hold on to anything I can.
So, you a troubleshooter team?
Yes, we are.
Ah, cool. What's your mission? No, don't tell me. You're not allowed. I know the rules. But what's your mission anyway?
Our mission is to give you this fan club badge. And I pull out the T-Little fan club badge.
I'm already a member. He brings out a badge with a much lower number on it. Been a member for all of... when did I get this badge again? Since year 214. Nah, it was the 214 concert of 214. So where exactly are you supposed to be going? I'm a little lost.
To Sector Z.
Sector Z?
There's no such thing as ecstasy.
What
are you talking about?
Gotcha.
Area Z.
No, don't go there. Where are we going?
The train diverts through a tunnel network and down about 40 feet onto another level. It's a little bumpy, but I think we'll head to see in no time flat.
No, stop!
I look to see if there's an
alarms
open
go
door
off. Oh, never mind that. This thing just gets a little cranky when I try to put it up to speed. I've got time to make up, you know. You are now travelling what can only be described as absurdly fast. And by the way, Paranoia time units, in terms of speed, do have various levels of fast. Absurdly is about the third from highest.
Is ludicrous speed the highest?
Yep, ludicrously fast is one of them.
I'm holding on to
At this point,
the side
everything
of
sort of goes
Okay.
dark, and you feel as if everything's kind of detached. You're just drifting forward at this speed.
To be honest, from my point of view, probably parts of me are. Ooh, suspicious typings.
There is suspicious typing going on, but it's now completely dark. I shouldn't worry, power goes off and on occasionally. It's saving on lights and electricity. Yeah, that's the one. It's for efficiency, I think. Maybe. We'll be through it in a few moments.
Are we still moving while?
Yes, you're still moving absurdly fast. You're just unpowered.
I stand.
Thing is, I can't remember if the brakes work while we're like this. Oh well, it's not exactly like there's going to be an emergency happening anytime. You're all flung forward into the wall.
Uh-oh.
Ow.
Ow!
Oh dear God!
There is glass in most of your faces, and in fact, most of the body parts you have glass in them these days. Except for the bits that have twisted metal. We're okay, we just hit something. It's only a small thing. Only a junior citizen truck, I think. But no worries.
We just hit the school bus.
By the way, guys, you know how to drive?
I
He doesn't
think
wait
I
for an
do.
answer and immediately presses a button. His seat goes up.
His seat goes up, did you say?
Yeah, ejector seat.
Oh. Wait, are we... Wait, we're
who
not
got
moving
ejected?
anymore, right?
This train is now in violation. You have destroyed the lives of many junior citizens. It has now been selected as a target by the armed forces. Have a good day, Cycle.
I immediately look for a way out.
Well, there's lots of ways out. There's wrecked doors and windows everywhere. The problem is you're travelling absurdly fast. In the dark.
Wait, are we...
Oh, wait, we're still
Are we
moving.
healthy enough to continue moving and stuff and doing things?
Well, if you say you
Or-
are, but you're kind of wounded and battered and bruised, and an
I
inch
us-
death.
Well, we're already right at the front of the train, so I assume we're right next to the controls. So
Kind
my
of, you
character...
just have to get through the door, and then, yeah, you're in the control room. But
Am I
you've been selected as a target by the armed forces, and while they do miss a lot, they don't always miss.
This
Wait,
is
aren't we
true.
in... Didn't we go into a tunnel?
Yes,
That
the
doesn't mean
tunnel has
much.
been targeted
And it's dark.
Oh.
because you crushed a load of junior citizens, and they are more valuable than
Wait,
ultra-violent
he
citizens.
ejected! In a tunnel!
Of course he did.
Oh,
Then again, I
So he hit
remember
the ceiling?
story-
You might have done. You don't know. You were travelling absurdly fast. He's about 5 miles back that way.
I remember the story about Dylan being smushed on a tunnel wall, so...
that was when
probably
he was
that-
trying to hang on to the back of an auto hack, though.
Yeah, and that tunnel was exactly the size for that tunnel.
True.
But anyway, you're travelling absurdly fast in a direction forward. You can also
Am
hear
I-
alert beeps going on.
Am I sweating?
You better be. You better be.
I would like to run up to the door where the controls are, put my hand against the lock and try and get all my sweat on it.
Hold up, wait a second, I need to check something.
Okay, the lock starts fizzing and melts off.
I try and open the door.
It just pushes open. You're now in the control panels. However,
Uh-oh.
the sweat is now eating through the floor.
Hmm.
And the
Not
door, the rest of the door. And, yeah, there's now a bit of a hole developing.
I tried to push, I forget her name, her face into the acid and continue my mission.
Okay.
Okay.
I ignore them and just carry on to the controls and try and identify which one the break
Okay,
is.
Lobellia, you are pushed and now have a face full of acid.
Hopefully your face isn't metal.
Generally doesn't matter with acid.
Yeah.
I wipe it off with Connor's sleeve. I can't remember your name.
Parax-R, I think.
Parax.
Pyrex. Alright. I wipe off the acid with Pyrex's sleeve. And then...
Pyrex? Okay, he's a test tube baby now.
I don't know. And then I start doing a song and dance of Don't Worry, I'll Be Happy.
Missiles approaching. Missiles approaching. Missiles approaching.
I try and identify which one of the many buttons is the brake.
I don't have the full
Well,
PDF.
you notice the big lever he pulled at the start, but you don't know if that's the brake. There are about 50 levers attached to the floor, and a load of buttons, most of which have fallen off and barely work.
Just pull them all.
But which one first? This is important. Which one first?
Well, I'm going to assume the one that he pulled was either the brake or the acceleration, so I'm going to pull that back.
Everybody is flung backwards as you pick up yet more speed. You shoot out of the tunnel just as it explodes. However, you are now travelling absurdly fast. In that note, you are now ludicrously fast, sorry. And
Hooray.
you see a sign just flash past your eyes. You're not 100% sure what it said, but really there's only one thing it could be. End of the line! You each have 2 actions. I'm going to let you have 2 because I'm generous here.
Is there another chair, or is there only one pilot's chair?
Well, the chair's no longer gone. The chair's gone. There's nothing there anymore. There's a hollow hole in
Wait,
the
so
ceiling.
isn't there a hole in the...
There's a hole in the ceiling.
Why
There's
don't we
now a
just-
hole in the floor.
Why are we not just climbing through these holes?
Because we're
Because
going
we're
ludicrously
moving too
fast.
Oh, yeah.
But
And now we're at the
what'll
back
hap-
of the train.
what'll
Oh, no,
happen
you're flying back
if
to the
we
back
let
of your
the
carriage.
acid?
You're
Oh.
still in the driver's area, but the rest are in the carriage behind.
I attempt to throw her off the train into the wall.
I scream, "Why are you fighting? We're all going to die."
No, we're
Will
not.
you-
Your PDC goes off, by the way.
Mine?
Yep, yours. But I'll get to that in a moment. I'll just resolve the attempt of throwing off. Lobellia? You are thrown through the hole and into a wall.
Ouch!
I think it's a bit more than ouch.
You
You are
bastard!
presumably traveling at several hundred miles an hour and you hit the wall.
You do sort of roll against the wall for quite a long way, but yes. Alright, so that's your 2 actions done. What was Boomar doing?
Boom R.
With his first of his 2 actions.
Crud. There's something I want to do, but I really don't think it's possible for my character to do.
We don't care about possible.
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
You don't care about possible.
fine. In the meantime, then, Kapar, your PDC has gone off.
I answer it.
Greetings, citizen. How goes the mission? You have 1 action before you crash into the wall.
Does talking count as an action, or can I?
It might do, depending on it.
Awful friend computer. We believe that this transportation was infiltrated by potential commies. We have dispatched the commies though, and now trying to regain control of the vehicle.
You talking in that way, that is your action, you're going to crash into the wall. I'm just debating on something here.
Can I use some of my?
Why can I not
abilities
multitask?
Because if you're not giving the computer the full attention, he'd terminate you anyway.
That
And
is
you
true.
decided to answer it. You didn't have to answer.
Can I give him full attention by just throwing myself into the levers and hitting them all at once while talking? I am putting no effort into choosing a lever. I am just falling into them.
You're about to fall into all of them, but yeah. But okay, you can pull a couple of levers. I'm trying to think on this one here.
And I try and hit the largest button as possible I can possibly see.
Okay. You hear the brakes slamming on as you pull the last of the levers. Everybody is flown forward, except for Boom R, who I'll get to in a moment.
And me, who I was flung
Yep.
off of the train.
Parax-R flies into the cockpit with you. The wall is approaching, still fast. Slowing down. Crash. You just about survive that when a giant 400-foot Marajin crashes into you too, and you both die.
What?
Then the rest of the train falls behind Marajin and mildly inconveniences him.
Mutant power, baby. Mutant power.
Wait.
The missiles then finally land on the area, blowing into smithereens, meaning Marajin dies as well.
Hooray.
Oh.
Ah,
Wait. But did I kill Debbie by throwing her off the train, or?
Yes.
Yes, it was
Yay!
kind of redundant, but you did. You earned that for yourself.
Well, couldn't I have used some of my agility to keep
No,
from
but-
dying as I was thrown?
I rolled it. It was a flat violence roll equivalent, but it would have been agility to try and get rid of him. Either way,
Ah.
there wasn't a lot of survival options there.
I'm glad that I completed my mission given to me by friend computer.
Yeah, that'll earn him a few plus points actually. But anyway, you all respawn outside of the DMM sector briefing room.
is that
Would
I
anybody
wait
like
for
to
my
register their
orders.
new mutant powers? Because I've got to basically tell you what they all are.
No.
Of course not.
No.
Actually, yes.
You want to register again? Okay.
Yes!
Your mutant power is pyrokinesis. Power over flame!
Yes!
Or possibly setting yourself on fire.
Yeah! Oh,
So we don't know this until we see him use it?
I think Shadow may have
you
wanted...
know I have a power, I don't know.
No, if he's registered mutant, I think we know that
Yeah.
he's a mutant and we know roughly what he
Yeah,
does.
he has a
but not
band
much
with
about
his
it.
mutant power written on it.
Okay.
And I tell him basically what his power... Well, they found out his power can do.
Aren't we supposed to report him
Um,
to friend computer?
No, I
Sorry.
registered.
Let me just go with this. Yeah, he is. He has a yellow band around his chest.
We don't have to report him because he's already registered.
But unless he
okay.
uses his mutant power for treason.
In that case, we report him. Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm allowed to use it for other reasons, unlike all of you.
Yes, but he's also a second-class citizen.
Yep.
See,
Okay. Kick me signs.
Indeed. And Connor's new
I-
one.
You think we
look-
need kick me signs in this game?
I look at Marajin and say, "Ah, there you are, team leader. What should we do?"
Well,
Ooh.
Bum 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 bum. Would Troubleshooter 17B please report to PLC outfitting? Your scrub bot is waiting for you.
which PLC? The one in the DMM sector?
I think that's me.
No. 17B is all of us. It's our group.
yeah.
Which
Oh,
is what
damn,
That's the
information-
one that Connor couldn't remember. Yes.
Damn
Even
it.
though you had the bit of paper still in your possession at that time, with your
did.
name written on it, you picked it up.
Oh.
Remember?
Oh, damn.
Yeah. That's
should
why I
have
said I
remembered
knew,
that.
but I'm not telling you.
You had everything to escape that, and you didn't do it.
Oh, well. It made for a funny moment.
Indeed.
I think we have to go into that room.
Well, PLC outfitting and R&D and going to R&D and picking up your experimental equipment is the usual thing you have to do. Yes.
It's a standard start
Yes.
for any Paranoia mission.
And I love that we're
Which
just
is invariably
Ow.
something that takes us about 2 hours to do because we
I don't know. We're up to 1 hour and 7 minutes. I mean, you're on par for the course.
Yeah,
Actually, we're doing better this time than normal.
slightly.
Strangely, yes.
Despite
Get back to
being-
business. Faff around. Do silly things. This would never happen if Dylan was here.
No, gosh, don't.
Yeah, because Dylan would die first.
Well,
Well,
anyway.
probably only because I spent perversity on it, but yes. I am going to go and look for an auto hack terminal.
Okay. A beat up auto hack is that already there. There's a yellow clearance citizen driving it.
Let me guess, it's crazy old McGee again.
Yes, it's Crazy Old McGee again.
Hello,
Hi
sir.
guys, how you doing? Well,
Hi.
that's
Hello,
crazy
sir.
about that
Looking
train
well
that blew up
today.
in the Z sector. Yeah, we had nothing to do with that.
No, nothing
Absolutely
at all.
not.
So where can I take you guys?
I would like to go to PLC and outfitting in the DMM sector.
Nearest PLC and outfitting. Gotcha. I'll be there in about, I don't know, now. He drives across the road. And stops.
Shut.
That'll
walk
be
across
50
the road.
credits.
I give him my ME card.
He swipes it. He gives you it back. Plus chip. Knock 60 credits off.
Hello. I get out of the auto hack.
I
Now what
follow
about the
suit.
rest of you?
I walk across the street
I-
and report for duty.
I look to see if the street is a different clearance color.
It's all red.
I point to Parallax and say that he's paying for me, and then I get out and follow them.
I
Well-
deny this.
Somebody's paying, boy.
No one else is in the car but you right now.
I didn't get in.
Oh,
Wait,
you
what?
didn't? You all right? No, you didn't.
Okay.
You're still on the other side of the street, which has a yellow line through the middle
Hmm.
for
I
dividing
can't
the
walk
lanes.
across the street.
How
You
how
could if you're
thick?
yellow clearance.
How thick is the yellow
Uh-huh.
line?
Not very thick at all, really.
He's going to try and jump it.
I am going to get a running start and try and jump across the yellow line to the other red side.
Did you stop and look both ways first? Because I don't think you did you?
Oh shit!
I was going to do something about that, but never mind.
No, honestly, I'm a big fan of traffic laws, and you've just disobeyed the big one.
Please, dice.
Not the big one.
I'll tell you what, Connor. How would you survive a 40-ton truck hitting you in the face?
Optimism.
If you can come up with a good answer to that question that isn't optimism, because it's already been taken, I have a diversity point, by the way,
Okay.
then I will let you survive. You have the Jeopardy theme song to decide.
Would I be able to use agility to try and escape this?
Well, you can try and dodge it if you want, but...
Yes, I would like to try and dodge it.
Okay. Do I hear any perversity spending going on here?
Yes, you do.
Thought I might. Alright, send me a note with any perversity points you wish to spend on this roll, and which way you want to spend it.
Okay, wait. Just to clarify, how do perversity points work exactly?
1 point. You can bribe me a certain amount of perversity to make an event happen, and if I feel it's enough, it will happen. Well, I'll just
How
tell
many
you
points do we start off with?
You start with 25 plus any of the ones I've given you.
Okay.
And each one adjusts the dice roll by one way or another. You kind of have to explain why the effect is there. Yep, Marajin's one is happening.
Damn it!
Because it is genius.
Oh, this is gonna be funny.
Well, we'll see. I need a combination of these. You don't have to spend anything you don't want to, but this is your chance. I do give some perversity points back.
Can I still send perversity points?
Yeah, you can still send it.
Yeah.
I haven't made the roll yet. And he's either
I'm not even gonna bother. I've lost no matter what I do.
And I can
That's the
spend them to make
defeatist
an...
attitude.
That's not necessarily true. You could win. It's just
Dylan
likely.
would make the roll anyway. He calls onto a moving transport with a spanner.
He did. And then I spent perversity to make it snap.
Yeah, with half a spanner, he saves himself.
Very true. Very true.
How he made that roll, I will never know, but I still spent perversity to make it snap.
Yeah, so that effectively happened. Okay, well I have most of the spending done. I'm just waiting for Xeli to finalise things. I'm actually see what your agility actually is before I make this roll.
This is why I chose it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, you'd say you dodge, you don't use a skill, just a minor warning. I don't usually pick up on
Okay.
that, and you're having a bad enough time of it anyway that I won't pull you over for rules that you don't know.
Sorry, I'm used to D&D where you actually have once you check.
No, I get that. And to an
Can I
extent,
enter two? Can I enter two?
I think it's a bit late for
perversity
that.
point requests?
I've given you chances now.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
no, that's fine for now, Vince. Okay. Let's make the all-important roll. Okay. Yeah, Xeli, you can have your points back. That's not enough, really, for that. So Xeli can have his 4 points back.
Okay.
Right. You managed to dodge the truck! Your boot flies off, though, and gets crushed by the 40-ton truck.
Okay.
And you smack face first into the perplex wall, which is between the two lanes. You fall backwards. You're unconscious.
In the middle of a road. That's going to go well, isn't it?
Why do I always end
So, what actually role are you playing currently in this? So you're not the team leader. You don't actually have a role, do you?
No,
because I was the team leader.
Okay,
and
so
was
that
swap.
random worthless member of your team is now collapsed in the middle of the transport, and he's now blocking traffic.
I don't care, I'm going into PLC and outfits.
Yeah. I hand the old man my ME card and then I follow suit.
You're charged 120 credits.
Yes, you can have negative credits.
It's treasonous to have them, though.
I take my card and leave.
Okay.
My turn.
Oh, no, you're all in there. I mean, he paid... It was actually said he paid for both of them, so...
Oh. Okay.
So, the three of you enter PLC and outfitting. There's an almighty ruckus going on outside, lots of bibbing of horns and lots of angry shouting. Which is kind of affecting the area here. You see a slightly oversized scrub bot. He seems to be almost depressed in a corner, hiding from everybody else. And then his little robotic eye focuses on Cup R. He charges towards you.
Towards us or just me?
Just you.
Just you.
He's scrubbing.
Is this-
He's scrubbing all the way, making the floor slightly cleaner as he goes.
Is he a big thing or a little thing?
He's a big one.
He's a slightly oversized thing. Think Grand Dame or bigger. About that sort of size. All made of metal and heading towards you as fast as he can manage it.
What's a Grand Dane? Did you mean a Great Dane?
Great Dane. Yeah.
No, he meant a Great Dame.
I did been there that too.
A Grand Dame, okay.
Grand Dame, yeah.
So it's about the size of an operatic singer.
Yeah.
Actually, might be more accurate statements here, but we'll go with this one. Either way, it's running
It ain't
towards you at
over till
about
the scrub
8 miles an
button.
It's running towards you at 8 miles an hour, cleaning the floor off his as it goes.
I throw my hands up in the air and run behind Debbie's character while saying, I paid for your taxi ride, you deserve this.
It nudges. It effectively nudges Lobella out of the way and just chases after you.
Did you say there was a
I-
crowd or outside the building before?
There's lots of noise going on outside for some kind of road accident in the process. There's a yellow PLC officer. You'll be the ones then. 17B, is it?
Yes, sir.
Right then. I need your troubleshooter form.
Oh.
Suckers!
I point at our useless member in the middle of the road while running from the thing still and say, he's got it. That one's got it in the middle of the road.
Well, that's
Must be
no good
running
to
pretty
me, is
fast,
it?
8 mile an hour.
It's now nudging against the back of your leg.
I run towards a wall and stand there and attempt to dodge out the way when it comes towards me.
Well, it still chases you.
Yeah, it's going to chase me into, like, I'm standing against the wall and
Yes,
I'm going
it's
to try
trying
and
to
have it.
nudge into you against the wall.
That might be a bad move.
He's not doing it maliciously or with intent to wound, seemingly, but it is going at a speed enough to hurt, and...
I brace for impact.
Okay. Your legs are in a bit of pain. Quite a lot of pain, actually.
damn it.
But, I'm sorry, I can't help you unless you got the form.
I step up to the bot and I tell him how shiny he's looking today.
It tries to flee away from you as well as hiding behind Daddy who's against the wall.
I crouch down and ask, what's up, little guy? That's so sad. I inspect it to see if it's damaged or not.
It doesn't appear damaged, but, you know, it's not clean itself. It's doing a good job at cleaning the floor, actually, basically. You can actually see the path it's taken to catch you. So it seems to be at least the operational in terms of it is working as a scrub bot. It just doesn't seem very clean itself.
Is it now just like clinging to my legs?
Yes, and trying to avoid Lobellia.
I keep my distance respectfully.
It seems to have calmed down, but it's still not moving more than 2 inches away from you.
I suggest to Xelios, maybe you should clean it. Maybe that's why he's depressed.
How'd you know it's depressed?
Because she's the
Because
happiness officer.
it was... Yes,
doesn't-
I
Isn't-
can tell when
isn't
anyone's
Marajin
depressed. It's my job.
both the team leader and the cleanliness officer?
No, I'm just
No.
the team leader. Nobody else was assigned a role unless you did it while I was AFK.
Wait! I pull out my robotics pass from my pocket and look at the scrub bot on it.
It looks exactly the same.
Oh my god, guys. I think we're doing something competent, but I'm not sure what it is.
Dun 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 dun!
Well, I'm just looking out the door to see what's happened to Parax-R.
Basically, you see a traffic jam in both directions somehow.
Wait, I was only on one side of the road.
You're
I
on
know.
the road, aren't you?
I'm going to stroll through the stopped traffic and try and check for a gap through the Perspex wall, since there must have been one for the auto hack to get from one side of the road to the other.
There isn't actually, seemingly.
Interesting.
You
I may have
have
gone
to
over.
press the button to raise the glass to turn around.
Is there any visible buttons?
Yeah, in the auto hacks of various people who are getting annoyed at the delay in loads of people trying to turn around, both directions.
I'm going to wave for the attention of the nearest auto hack.
Inside, you see a blue clearance citizen.
I'm going to salute and say, "Good morning, sir. I'm trying to aid with the traffic jam. Could you possibly raise the Perspex gap so I could get through to this idiot traitor who's blocking everything?"
The window lowers down. You see that the blue clearance citizen has a goldfish bowl for a head.
Oh God, not these guys.
There's only one. He moves and presses the button. The Perspex rises up slightly. Enough for an auto hack to get through.
I bow and duck through the gap.
You get the sense he's watching you, though you don't know how.
Indeed. I'm going to totter over to Parax-R and try and steal the form from his unconscious body.
You wake up at this point, Parax, but he's taking the form from you.
I'm also just going to grab him by the foot and drag him to the edge of the road. Well, I'm going to head back towards the gap through the Perspex, but just leave him sort of lying in the middle between the two.
You're awake and you hear a whirring sound.
Meanwhile, I'm going back to PLC.
You have one action before you're chopped in half.
I roll out of the way.
Left or right?
Left.
I'm going to roll a d20 to find out whether that's the right way. It is!
Hooray!
Huzzah!
You're still in the middle of traffic.
You are, but it's not moving though.
Yet.
But now the source of traffic jam is gone, the traffic is starting to move in both directions a bit faster. And now it's fast again. And now it's quite fast.
I make my way to the middle of the road to safety.
You're in the middle of the
You're in the
road.
middle of the
I
road.
know.
Now it's very fast, and now up to full speed. But you're halfway there, and you made it halfway without any trouble last time.
I turn to Boom and Lobellia and say, "Shall we continue on then?"
Indeed we shall. I wave the form.
I look both ways this time.
Very well. The team leader,
That would be me, sir.
he brings out a laser rifle body and a barrel red for both your pistol and your rifle.
I take them and thank him.
Very well. The loyalty officer. There seems to be a mistake. There's no loyalty officer on your team. Oh well.
Oh,
He
of course there is,
throws that
sir.
away.
Alright, yeah.
Equipment guy. No equipment guy either. No hygiene officer. No recording officer. No, I don't know what they're doing up there. They really should be at their administrative business in order. It causes all kinds of nonsense for us. Oh, you do have a happiness officer, don't you?
Yes, that's me! Yay!
He brings out a box of a red box. Those
Ooh,
are
red
the
box, I
standard
love it.
happiness pills. And you have one other thing as well. He brings out a feather duster.
I love feather dusters. Thank you.
It's red.
I love red feather dusters.
Have a perversity point.
For being incredibly happy.
Your
I dance around
robotics
with my feather
officer.
duster.
That's me.
Oh yes. Dada.
I have no idea what you just said.
Dada. It comes from below your feet, actually.
Oh. I look at it, and I decide I'm going to name you Competent Parax.
It seems to beep happily at this.
Come on, Competent Parax, let's go get our stuff.
Here
I walk over-
is a pass, which the team leader should have, actually. This is a slip. If you go take it to R&D, they'll give you your experimental equipment for the mission. And for the robotics officer here, he brings out a small toolbox.
I take it. Look inside.
It's a load of standard bot repair tools, an extra bit of wiring, a spare bot brain, a few other small bits and pieces. There's also a small grey box with a red button and a blinking red light.
I pull that out. I
There's
look
no
at
other.
it.
There's no other words or any text or whatever, but it's there.
I show it to Competent Parax and see what he thinks, but I don't let him anywhere near enough to press it. Like, he can't roll into it.
You see one of the eyes at the front of it sort of focusing on it slightly, but it makes no recognition. Doesn't seem to recognise it at all. Seems more interested in your leg.
I shrug and put it back in, and I leave it for now. Close toolbox.
Okay, back to Parax.
Incompetent.
I'm looking both ways, looking for a gap in the traffic.
Okay, you'll probably be waiting there a little while. It's now going fast, and this is one of the major roads, which you decided to walk on without any kind of looking whatsoever.
It worked out halfway.
Yes, but death is forever, sir. Halfway only gets you halfway.
Except death isn't forever, because you have more clones yet.
This is true enough. In Alpha Complex, it's true enough. But still, you will obey the traffic laws in my RPGs, darn you.
I look for any sort of public crossing and or light.
Yes, you find one. You notice the switches to stop the traffic are on both sides of the road, but not strangely in the middle for some reason.
Well, bye, Parax.
I yell, "Can someone please push the button?"
Depends.
They
What
don't
do we get out
really
of
hear
it?
you over the shout of, motorway traffic. You do see an Indigo clearance citizen walking the other side of the street. In a posh suit.
I wave to him and smile. "Excuse me, sir. Can you push that button, please?"
He stares at you for a moment. He then looks at the button. He grins slightly. "I'd rather see you make the attempt to get over to push the button yourself. I'll give you a whole 2 credits for the attempt."
Oh God! I look both ways, try to find the biggest gap I can, and go for it.
We still haven't learned. As you step out, the same 40-foot truck is heading towards you again. You hear its brakes screaming on, but you've still got to do something.
I will try to jump and roll out of the way.
Towards the middle or towards the pavement?
Towards the other side.
Okay. You succeed!
Hooray!
The Indigo clearance citizen mutters. He hands you he hands you 2 plastic reds and a note.
I read the note.
You are fined 40 credits for improper use of the crossway. But you're on the correct side at last.
Do I have to give him my ME card, or...?
No, you just have to hand that fine in, and you can do it at any of the information terminals or anything else.
Alright.
Or you can ask Frankie to deduct it directly from your account. But you'll have to explain to him why you got it.
I'm gonna wait till the terminal. I go inside of the R&D and try and catch up with my
R&D?
troubleshooter
R&D?
squad.
We're
Not
not
R&D, sorry.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's across the road.
we're just leaving PLC right now.
You do see them just
DLC.
leaving.
I quickly run up and follow them.
You didn't press the button, did you?
He didn't press the button, no.
No, he didn't.
No, I didn't.
You've just run back into traffic, haven't you?
No, he's
Wait,
on
no,
the right
I'm on the
side.
same side.
No, he's on the same
Oh,
side.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't get my
But
2 credits.
technically, the Indigo system did tell him to press the button.
Well, he's ran off, so we'll see if anything comes of that later.
Anyway,
The 4 of you are reunited at last.
I'm
Huzzah.
going to glance around to see if I can see the R&D.
You can't off the top of your head, no.
Okay, auto-hack terminal.
Okay, and there's no auto-hack terminal on this side of the road.
In that case, I'm going to push the button.
I greet Parax as he comes over and I say, you. What was your name again?
This robot makes
Parax.
hissing noises seeing the other Parax.
Yeah,
What is that?
Oh, this is competent Parax.
I'm
Damn!
gonna kneel down and try and sort of like pet competent Parax and say who's a good boy.
It squirms out of the way of you.
I'm going to push the button while no one else is doing anything.
Okay, that's the second time the button's been pushed, but nothing seems to be happening.
I lean
Well,
over.
now I
Ali-
pushed the button, so I'm.
I lean over to Boomar and whisper, "Who was that guy again?"
I don't know.
I think I'm just gonna call him Dave.
Okay.
Yeah.
I stand up and wave at Connor's character and go, "Hi, Dave."
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
I look back at the team later and say hello while waving.
Ah, we got it right.
Yeah.
I thought it was Dave.
Yeah. Must
Have a perversity point for that, Kappa. Have a perversity point. In fact, have 2.
Yay.
But pressing the button apparently has done nothing.
He can't
We're
even
trying to
press
get to the
buttons
other
right.
side of the street now.
Well, you seem to be at the moment.
Can I lift competent Parax, or is he too heavy?
He's far too heavy for that.
far too heavy. Be several hundred pounds
Can
of
he?
metal.
But can he reach the button?
No.
Ah.
Well,
Competent
actually, he
Parax
might have a
would
scrubbing utensil to do that, but he doesn't appear to have used anything other than the floor scrubbers.
I mumbled competent Parax would have been able to make the traffic stop.
It then runs out into the traffic. A 40-ton truck crashes into it, and there's a bit of an explosion. The traffic is stopped. Oh, darn you. Darn internet connection problems. We have to resay that all again. Darn you, Connor. Darn you all for treason. Apparently I'm still on the call with Marajin, though. Okay, 2 moments while we recover the thing.